Welcome to the Horror Wedding series. This episode is adapted from the book by Casey O, a collection of 3 interconnected Gothic horror tales. Now, let the darkness begin.
The pond waited. The curse spread. The mole was the mark, and jealousy was the weapon. Darkness consumed them all. That night, Abigail could not sleep. Penny was not in the room, and she could not help thinking about her with Marcus. Something woke her. She bolted upright, beads of sweat on her forehead, her heart galloping. A shadow swept by quickly. As she rounded a turn in the hallway, she came face to face with Lisa. The cat's eyes had an eerie glow in them. It belonged to Lillian, one of her former friends. Abigail thought of the pond. What would a dead cat mean for the mole on her face? The cat, as if reading her thoughts, turned and fled. Abigail pounced. The following morning, Abigail was back at the pond with a bag. She had enjoyed her hunt last night.
"Rest now, kitty,"
she said.
"It's for a good cause."
She drew the corpse into the water. Again, the water swallowed the corpse and raised its familiar fingers towards Abigail. She trembled slightly. There was no getting used to the pond's reaction. No matter how many times she threw dead things in there, Abigail's mole was lighter, but she knew she would need many more sacrifices to make the mole disappear completely. The door was locked from inside when she returned to her room. She banged on the door. It opened as she was about to hit on the door again.
"Abigail!"
Penny exclaimed.
"I have been looking for you. You were not in class today."
Rex's ears pricked up and it turned toward its owner. It jumped down from Abigail's bed, barking and running toward the girl.
"Look,"
Penny said. Abigail turned slowly. Her friend's voice resonated with happiness. An awful sign. There was a ring on Penny's finger. Astounded and hoping it was not what she was thinking, she could only stare.
"I got engaged!"
Penny exclaimed.
"Marcus finally asked, yeah!"
Penny screamed, oblivious.
"I don't know what to do with my hair for the party. Will you help me think about something?"
Penny asked, clearly enthused. Rex barked excitedly, but Abigail ignored him. All she heard was Penny's annoying shouts of joy. Her friend's laughter grated against her ears.
"I have to go. Do something."
Abigail mumbled as she hurried toward the door. She slipped through the door with Rex. She became so overcome with rage that her anger turned into salty tears. She could hide in the shadows. Finally, she made it to the pond and sat down at the side. Rex whined and tried to lick her hand.
Shoot,"
she said, pushing the dog away. But the dog kept coming back. She brutally pushed it away. The dog yelped and tried to run. At that moment, her hate for Penny overwhelmed her heart and her head. The frustration, the pain, the sadness turned into one wave of rage. She struck it again. The dog barked, yelped, whined, but Abigail did not stop. Savagely, she struck the head of the little dog with her fist, her bloodlust showing in her blazing eyes. It was only then that her rage retreated. All that remained was the corpse of a dog. She had not intended to kill Rex. The dog had been with her since it was born. This was all Penny's fault. She stared at the water. Then her gaze went to Rex's body.
"I curse you, Penny.
Abigail said with bitterness in her heart.
You are not going to attend the party. I want you to lose your beautiful hair and look ugly, old, and haggard.
Somehow, Abigail knew the pond could hear her. She picked up the dog and threw the body into the water. Almost immediately, there was a great splash. Abigail thought she saw a face in the dim light from the street lamp, and then fingers reaching out from the water to touch her face. The water splattered her, caressing her skin reassuringly, giving her a sense of calmness. She stood and turned toward her dorm. Somehow, a large part of her pain had vanished. She knew then she could do something about Marcus and Penny. Penny stood before the mirror wondering about her roommate's odd behavior. She combed her luscious blonde hair. Something fell in front of her face and to the ground. Penny looked down to see several golden strands of hair. She tried combing again, and a massive chunk of hair fell out.
No!
She cried. Clumps were falling out. Penny looked up at the mirror, and she could no longer recognize herself. This hollow-eyed, tired-looking, shriveled, and hairless woman was not her. The door pushed open, and Abigail stood there staring.
Abigail!
Penny cried.
Help me!
As Abigail entered the room, Penny realized she looked beautiful. The ugly mole was gone. In place of it was smooth, creamy skin.
I will help you.
Abigail said.
I know a place we can go. Come with me.